So we can start introducing. Welcome everyone to the quarantine sessions. Thank you so much for joining us. Today we have a super intriguing session focused on scaling in times of pandemic, and we have a superstar entrepreneur to teach us all about scaling. His name is Ahmed Khairy. He's the founder of Gameball. Ahmed, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Valentina, for the opportunity. It's my pleasure to be with you all.
You know, Ahmed, I wanted to start this session by introducing your startup to people, because you've had, you are working in 5 different countries. You've managed to scale what you're building is very, very interesting as well in terms of growing your business and growing your funnels, right? Can you walk us a little bit through how you started?
So the entire thing started 2 years ago. Gameball, the whole thing started 2 years ago. I come from a corporate background, same as my co-founders as well. However, Ahmed Al-Asi, my co-founder and the person responsible for the product, he's the product director. He comes from loyalty background. So he was the director of products at one of the biggest startups in the region in the loyalty industry. And we came together and we thought, like, this is the time for us to start our own thing. Like, enough for corporates, enough for startups, let's do our own thing. So we gathered together and we gathered ourselves 2 years ago and decided to start this thing together. We hassled for a year. Like, I had an idea, he had another idea, and we tried to merge those things together until we came up with Gameball. It actually started getting serious in 2019. That's when our CTO joined, Omar Al. He became a full-time CTO with us in 2019. That's when things got really serious. We started building the product from almost scratch. We got a pre-seed fund from 500 startups, and we started building the product from scratch, and we got it into the market by last August. And since then, we've been growing so far so well.
Wow. But tell us, you're talking about building the product, right? So tell us basically, what is that product? What do you do? Give us your elevator pitch.
All right. So Gameball is basically a platform it's a growth platform that helps online businesses retain and grow their customer base. So one of the biggest challenges that face online businesses today is customer retention. And with the COVID-19 situation, many people are moving from offline to online, but they got no clue how to do that. And they don't know how to interact with their customers on the digital space. No, like, they know how to do that offline, but they have no idea how to do that online. So Gameball comes in to help online stores build and maintain a better customer relationship by building a better experience for their customers.
Right.
And we do that through different engagement mechanics. Like, one of them is gamification, another one is loyalty programs, another one is pop-ups and interactive messaging and targeted messaging. And we do that all in an integrated way, so that for the customer, it seems like a seamless experience. And for the online business owner, it's very easy to set up.
Right. I think there's 2 very interesting things in what you mentioned, right? The first one being, you ensure loyalty. You work with loyalty, right, to retain customers. And this is a huge challenge today. We are in times of global pandemic, in times of, people not being able to leave their homes, and also their purchase power has been limited, right? What are the main strategies that you recommend startups or businesses to do to retain customers?
So they need to think long term. I think it's the key for survival today is thinking long term. So it's not anymore about today, nor tomorrow, nor next month, or the next 2 months. It's about building, setting the roots for a relationship that lasts for years to come. So for that to happen, you need to start building a relationship with your customer for years to come, not just for this period of time. So here's how Gameball helps some of our clients today. By building a loyalty program or a rewards program, you need to give incentives for your customers to start buying today, because, like you said, purchasing power is decreasing. So less people are able to purchase today. They need more incentives. They need that push for them to start buying. And people will never stop buying things. Like, they will still get married, they'll still have kids, they still have needs. So they're gonna still buy. You just need to push them to make that decision today instead of tomorrow. And you need to reward them for that. You need to tell them, like, thank you for choosing my brand. And by doing that, you're actually building for tomorrow, because eventually things are going to get better. But the situation is going to last for longer. So people who buy online today, they're going to stay there on the online space for years to come. So today you're building the foundation of loyalty for your customers for years to come. This is what we advise brands to do.
Right, right. So two big lessons I'm taking from what you're saying is that saying thank you does matter. So you know that kind of answer that comes after the purchase does matter. And the first thing was keeping them, turning them into right now buyers, right? So anticipating that decision to purchase, to buy. Is there a specific technique for that? Are there specific maximes for that?
Uh, Nothing is specific because it really depends on the industry. It really depends on what you're selling. It really depends on what you do. Like a fitness app is different from an e-commerce store. An e-commerce store that sells vitamins is different than an e-commerce store that sells, I don't know, sports goods. I don't know. So it really depends on what you're selling and what you're motivating your customers to do today. And you need to stay relevant to your customers. So maybe selling some luxury items today. Selling luxury items today would not be a good idea, but selling more vital items would be a better idea. So you need to remain relevant to your customers. And even though if you're selling something that's not relevant to them today, you need to give them incentives for them to buy today so that they can buy again tomorrow. It's all about being relevant to your customers at this time.
Right, right. We have a quick question from one of the audience members.
So
Ibrahim, he's saying, why did you change the name to Gameball? I'm not sure what the name was early on.
I'm not sure a lot of people know the old name.
Uh-huh.
It used to be Kalo Labs. It was a
Hmm.
stupid name. We
Right.
eventually changed it
Gameball
to
is easier
Gameball
to
because
remember, certainly. Right?
yeah, we had this idea that we were building a company that's gonna have several products under its umbrella. But then we built Gameball and we thought this is it. We're not gonna build more products, so it's only Gameball.
Right.
So later on, yeah, we built it from the name from Kalo to Gameball. The entire company became that product.
Right, right. I want to talk a lot about scaling a bit later on, but I wanted to stop for 1 minute and this idea that you mentioned at the beginning of that funnel, right? How do you guys embed gamification into the funnel? I find that very interesting and intriguing.
All right, so Gameball is really a plug and play tool. So you just set up the SDK in your mobile app or plug in our code into your website. And then with the dashboard, with the Gameball dashboard, you have the power to add gamification components along the funnel. So you start capturing events from your customers. So whatever they do on your app, whatever they do in your website, you start capturing that on the dashboard of Gameball, and then you start building them an experience. Like when they do that, when they click on that button, when they check that page, you start capturing all those events and start building workflows. So if they do that thing, give them this reward and show them this pop-up. And like you start building the gamification experience that way. It's really simple to use. It's very easy. It's intuitive. And it's relevant to most industries. So a lot of our customers come from e-commerce, but we have customers from other sectors as well, like fintech, transportation tech, health tech, and so on. So as long as you have an online business and you need to engage and retain your customers, Gameball will have a solution for you.
Right, right, right. Now you are a B2B, your business model basically is B2B, right?
Sure.
Your customers
Right.
are mainly businesses. I want to talk about the journey. I want you to be as detailed as possible into how you started, how you started acquiring these first customers, and how did you expand to have customers abroad as well?
Oh, that's a long story. Okay, so
We're here
so
for
I
it.
think so to begin with, I think the biggest pillar, the most important pillar for a success of a startup is the team, and I believe that Gameball has it's very lucky to have one of the best teams, I'd say, in the market. We have all the right team in terms of product, tech, and business, and we're lucky. We're actually very lucky to have that team. By having the right team, you actually build the right product that fits the needs for your customer, for your ideal customer. So when you do that, it's actually easy for you to sell it. Like at the beginning, you never get it right from the first time, right? You have to build something and it doesn't work out, and then you build a second thing. But if you have the right team, you do that faster. So you fail fast, and then you do the right thing faster as well. And that's exactly what happened with Gameball. The first year when we hustled, we built a lot of wrong things, wrong features, things that people did not really want. And we started talking to customers and potential clients. We started getting feedback very rapidly. And it was easy for us to make the couple of first sales because we had connections. like we knew people in the market. We know that market, so we know people in them, and we know how to solve their problems. So it was really easy to resonate our message to what they're actually looking for. And we did that by knocking doors. So we started knocking doors, a lot of doors, from startups to enterprises inside Egypt, outside Egypt. We did it everywhere. So we talked to a lot of people. Some of them responded, some of them opened the door, others closed the door, others never replied, never came back, but some did reply, and eventually they became our first adopters. Uh, to go outside Egypt, or like to sell in global markets, you need to leverage opportunities and ride the wave that's there outside. So, for example, for us to go outside, we decided to go with Shopify. Shopify is the leading e-commerce platform globally, and we thought that if we want to sell in the US and Canada, we need to be leveraging the ecosystem of Shopify. And that's exactly what we did last August. So we built our Shopify app. Shopify selected us in the stat picks. We were featured globally as one of the best apps on the Shopify App Store. And immediately we just were there. Like today, 80% of our customers come from the US and Canada, just because we leveraged the right markets with the right ecosystem.
Right, right. So that was a super clever decision, basically embedding that strategy, right?
Yep.
Ibrahim is asking, what kind of growth methodology helped you the most? And tell us more about growth hacking ways that you did.
Growth hacking. All right. Well, actually, you do everything. Like we tried everything out. I don't know. I think the best growth hack of all is proper product management. So if you have the right product, and if it's really well done, if you did the right product for the right customer, it's gonna sell itself. And I think the best growth hack of all is product management, is proper product management. And we have the best team in product management. Like we build the right product for the right customer and immediately connect with our clients.
I think I lost your sound, Ahmed. I can't hear you anymore. Can you guys hear him? I lost your sound. I don't know if it's the microphone. No, they can't hear you either. Maybe something went wrong with the mic. Do you want to mute it and unmute it? But you can hear me, right? Yeah, people on Facebook are also saying no. Okay. Maybe without the headphones and with the computer audio. I'm using the computer audio. No. Or maybe by connecting with the phone. Okay, let's see. Apologies for the delay. Try speaking now.
Can you listen to me? Do you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now. Yes. Can everyone hear?
Awesome.
Okay,
right,
good.
So I was telling you the best growth hack of all is a proper product management, and that's exactly what we did. We decided to make the product sell itself. So if you have the right product, if you have the right recipe, if you have got the right customer, and if it really clicks, like what we call this product market fit, things are going to grow by itself. And we've been growing consistently since last August with almost no marketing spending and no growth hacks like the traditional growth hacks that we hear of. We just grow. People are just buying the product. They are telling each other about it. And we recently started building that engine, that growth engine, like implementing a thing here and there to capitalize on what actually worked in the past. Mm-hmm. But nothing like I cannot say that there's one particular thing that actually works for us. It's just proper product management.
Right. We have another question from the audience. Mohammed is asking, consistent behavior shows people's values. How can e-commerce business align with people's values through their engagement?
Okay, so all right. This is one of the interesting things that Gameball offers to customers. Mm-hmm. Like today, we say that loyalty industry is obsolete. The traditional promotion schemes and loyalty schemes are no more relevant to customers. And people now appreciate individualism. Like if the brand is speaking to me, if it respects my own individual needs and my own interests and what I actually like. So my preferences. So what Gameball helps brands do is that it helps them build loyalty programs and rewards programs that actually is personalized for every individual preferences and needs. So if I'm a person who likes electronics gadgets, I'm gonna have that track for loyalty programs and rewards program. If I like more fashion, I'm gonna find that track of fashion. So with Gameball, brands actually build relevant experiences for their customers based on their preferences and their individual behavior and purchasing patterns.
Right, 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 right. Say again?
I'm not sure if that answers the question.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very curious to know a little bit more about, because you talk about the loyalty industry. I would love to hear more about it. It's not an industry that is very well known, and it's, as you said, right? There's so many things that look obsolete. I mean, we frequently go to shops, we get the loyalty cards and those kind of things, but um, what is do you have sort of an ideal conversion rate on that? What is the main aim?
So the point is, like most of the online businesses today, they sell the same thing. Like this is an online store that sells vitamins, another one that sells vitamins as well. So for the customer to choose why to buy from this brand and not from the other brand, they need to have more of a motive to do that. So one of the things that brands can leverage is loyalty programs. So if I'm a customer, if I purchase from your store and I've got like a loyalty credit, that's an enough incentive for me to come and buy a game, because I want to use my credit points. I want to gain more loyalty points, and I want to use them. And because those loyalty points actually are built for me, like it's very similar to the frequent flyer programs in airlines. So if I have points and a specific airline, that's gonna be a motive for me to choose that airline every time every time I fly, because now I want to use my points. I need to use the privileges. I'm treated as a VIP on that brand, so I need to feel that VIP privileges. And this is actually something that we do to improve retention and engagement. And it actually improves a lot of the metrics for brands. On average, we see 35% more returning customers and improvement of 20% more revenue growth month to month. That's the average numbers using Gameball. Yeah.
Wow. That's very interesting. Now, we're here to talk about scaling and to talk about scaling in times of coronavirus, right? Pandemic. And you were saying early on, a lot of businesses are moving to the online sphere. What does that involve? In your case, what have you been perceiving with your customers or with your industry in shifting online? What is the main challenge, and what is the opportunity that you can see for businesses that may not have thought about going digital?
So at this time of pandemic, there's a huge opportunity for online businesses to flourish, and we're seeing a spike in demand from offline businesses moving online. We're seeing that very clearly. However, we still think that retail business is not dead yet. It's too early to say that offline business is dead. What's going to happen next is what we call Omni-Channel Experience. So it's a blend of online, offline experiences for brands. So every brand is going to need to have an online presence one way or another. And brands and customers are going to be able to interact with that brand in store, offline, and on ground, offline, and online as well. Now the challenge for the brands is to identify that customer across those different channels. So as a brand, I need to know that this customer who's walking in my store at the mall, he's the same person who's going to buy from my Instagram page, and he's the same person who talks to me on the phone, over phone. So the challenge is maintaining and building a relationship that's consistent across different channels. And this is exactly what Gameball tries to help the brands build. So if you're building a rewards program for your retail business, it's going to be the same thing in your online business. It's going to be the same thing across social media and so on. And you're going to actually send the messages through different channels, like SMSs for offline business, for offline customers. It's going to be push notifications on the app. It's going to be an email over the web and so on. So the challenge is building a relationship that's consistent across different channels. And the second challenge would be maintaining operations across different channels. Like most of the brands, offline brands, they know how to do operations on ground. They know how to do the supply chain. They have the inventory. They know how to do that to sort out the products on shelves on the retail. But they don't know how to do the operations for e-commerce, like the delivery, the cash on delivery handling, all the things that come with the e-commerce operations. So it's quite a challenging for them. And to facilitate e-commerce operations for those kind of customers. It's exciting times for e-commerce, I gotta say.
Right, right. I would love some examples of, you were saying, maintaining that relationship and establishing a relationship with the customer. Can you name some brands, whether regional or global, that that you find have exceptional relationships or ways to build relationships with those customers?
So one of the top brands I adore actually, who actually maintain brilliant customer relationship is IKEA. That's a
Mhm.
personal favorite. I believe IKEA maintains perfect relationship with their customers across multiple channels. As a loyal customer for IKEA since I was a little baby, I'm attached to the brand. I know how to. I'm loyal to IKEA for so many different reasons. But the most important thing is that I feel that IKEA as a brand talks to me as a person. It knows me. It recognizes me as Ahmed Khairy. It knows me as a person.
How
They send me.
does that happen?
So I get personalized messages, and whenever I visit IKEA with the IKEA family card, I get promotions that are built for me. And I don't know, since I was a little kid, I have this connection. Like when I was a baby, I found that this place was relevant to me as a kid. It's relevant to me as a father. It's relevant to me as a businessman. It's relevant to me when I was in college. So it's always relevant to me. It's a brand that speaks to my needs wherever I was. And I mean, I think what IKEA does in customer relationship is quite brilliant.
Is quite?
Brilliant,
Yeah.
brilliant.
Can
Yeah.
you?
So yeah, one of the projects we're working with IKEA
Mhm.
in Saudi Arabia, we have this project that's not executed yet because of the Corona situation, but it's about building an omni-channel experience for the food court of IKEA. So for example, if you are a person who walks in the store, the retail, and start buying things from IKEA and from the food court, you have the mobile app of IKEA and you start getting reward points and push notifications with promotions and offers and discounts and loyalty points that's relevant to you according to how you purchase things across the retail. This is a very exciting project for us and for me personally as a person who's been really loyal to IKEA for so long.
Right.
After the Corona situation, we're gonna kick off that project really soon.
Right, right. So we have two more questions from our audience. So Rami Soliman is asking, what is Gameball's business model, and
Business
whether
model.
Gameball is going to work in the offline space anytime soon.
So the business model is a subscription model.
Mhm.
We sell the license, the engine license, and we charge monthly subscription. And sometimes we charge a one-time fee for consultation and installation service. This is actually for enterprises, large enterprises. But in general, we sell the license for a monthly subscription.
Right, right, right.
And for the offline business, we're actually working with some interesting brands in Egypt and outside Egypt as well, helping them migrate their businesses from offline to online. So they are new in the digital space, but they still like the challenge I told you about. They are not able to, or they are clueless on how to build an efficient rewards program that works online and offline. We are helping them do that.
Right.
So yeah, we're seeing a demand in omni-channel and offline businesses.
Right, right, right. Mohammed Shaheta is asking, what are the new metrics for growth and scalability that startups should consider, besides focusing on product market fit? So new metrics for growth and scalability.
So growth matrix is quite an interesting domain, and it really differs from a business to another according to what stage you are at, according to your product market fit stage, according to your customer niche. So for some startups, I think it's the most important thing is reaching product market fit. Once you reach that, I think how to move forward is revenues. You need to grow your revenues on monthly basis, and if you're doing that really well, now you say you're growing because we're building businesses and we need to bring value for our stakeholders in terms of investors, employees, staff, and so on, customers as well. So if you're growing revenues, you're able to sustain the business and you're able to invest more and grab more investments so that you can build more products and deliver more value to the market. So I think it's basically revenue.
Mm-hmm.
For us, at least, it's revenue.
Right. We keep receiving questions from our audience, which are more than welcome. What are the most challenges, the biggest challenge, I guess, that you face to grow your business? Mohammed Siddiq.
Well, challenges never end. The biggest challenges today would be scaling the team,
Mm-hmm.
because we are on the growth curve. So we're growing really fast month on month, and to accommodate to that growth, you need to have a solid team. You need to have the right team that are able to grab this opportunity and actually make it work. If you're not ready for that kind of growth, you're gonna die eventually. So high growth is really scary. It's not just it's promising, it's exciting, but it's also scary because if you're not able to accommodate for that growth, you're gonna lose the opportunity. So this is the challenge we're in today. We need to scale the team, and with the scaling the team comes a lot of challenges like maintaining culture, company culture, how to work remotely at this times, how to make sure that the worker processes are consistent and are delivering high quality service to the customers. So it's all about challenges about scaling the team. This is the challenges. These are the challenges we're facing today.
Right, right. What is your advice for entrepreneurs who are building businesses that want to scale? So in the early stages, and especially in this context, right, today, is it the same to plan for growth, for that kind of growth, or not?
You mean today with the Corona situation,
Yeah.
with the COVID situation? Okay. I don't think it's impossible. I don't think it's impossible to grow today because it's working for us, and I'm sure it's working for a lot of other businesses as well. It's just
Mm-hmm.
about finding the right opportunity. Uh, uh, I think it's about two things. It's about finding the right opportunity, and it's about having the right team to execute really fast. And I think the most important thing is the team. It's always the team. It's not the market. It's not the product. I don't believe in that. I believe it's always the team, because you never get it right from the first time. But if you have the right team, you're gonna get it fast. You're gonna get there fast. The same for situations with pandemics and crises. If you have the right team, they're gonna know how to move their way through, like how to maneuver, how to pivot, how to change things really fast, so that to accommodate for changes. Change management comes from the right team who can actually execute well. So if you have the right team, if you can spot the opportunity, I think you have a good chance to grow. There's no reason for you not to grow. I think so.
Right.
And we can
Salah.
see actually examples in the market, like if we can see examples in the market, like Eventus, for example. They did a brilliant pivot by executing really fast and moving really fast, building their product, their new product, which is events for the virtual world or digital world. And it's really a brilliant move, and it was really rapid. So this is impressive, and
Yeah.
it really shows how resilient and flexible this team is.
Right. Right. I would have so many questions about how to find the right team, how to hire the right team, but
I
we're
know
not going to go there today unless you have
that's a
particular
huge topic.
advice. We're here to talk about scaling. Salah just had one comment regarding your last answer. Of course, you have to be prepared for growth as well as for failing your startup. Um, we have another question. So Mohammed is asking, does Gameball support multiple revenue attributes for e-commerce businesses? Referral, personalization, I don't know. Thanks for answering my questions. Your answers are valuable nuggets. So
Okay.
the
Yes,
question
Gameball
was,
supports businesses.
sorry?
Yeah, I was answering. Did
Okay,
you want to
awesome.
add? Yeah. All right. So yeah, Gameball supports businesses leveraging on different revenue streams.
Mhm.
Like for example, if they want to sell more through referrals, for example, Gameball would support them to do that. Like with Gameball, you can build the referral programs, and with that referral programs, you can actually motivate customers to bring their friends and family to actually purchase, increase basket sizes. Because if you give them specific incentives for buying from specific categories or with the specific amounts and so on, they're going to do that. Customers are going to do that because they want to get the reward. So if you want to motivate them to buy during weekends, maybe buy from specific categories, buy from diverse categories, invite their friends. So with Gameball, you can actually leverage on different streams for generating revenues.
Right, right, right. Do you advise people on what kind of stream to choose, or is it the customer that comes to you with a specific request?
So Gameball is a platform. So it's agnostic in terms of industry. It's industry agnostic. And
Mhm.
if you're an e-commerce store, for example, you're gonna get the platform, and then it's like Lego. You get the Lego blocks and you start building your own solution that fits your own needs. Of course, we have our own guiding process and education process. So we need to educate our customer on how to use this platform. So we start giving them recipes. We start asking them questions about what their KPIs are, what the challenges they're facing today are, and we start like suggesting things to do with Gameball to solve those problems and to actually achieve their business KPIs. So it's a platform that's agnostic in terms of industry. However, it comes with an education suite or education experience that helps customers build their own experience that's tailored for, not tailored, but they will find their way through. Like they would know how to work around the platform to fit their own needs, to solve their own needs.
Right. And does this recommendation come automatically? I mean, is it through the system, or do you have sort of salespeople, customer experience people that kind of
It's kind of half and half.
talk to your customers? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, Valentina, do you hear me?
So you have both?
Yeah, it's kind of half and half.
Yeah.
So yeah, some of the things are suggested by the system. We have our own help center that has a lot of educational content and material. So that's a half. Another half is our product team and sales team. We have a process for maintaining human interaction with our customers, so that we still respond to their needs. We still guide them through if they do not find the material that's right for them in the product itself. On the go, we're building more on that. Like we are building more recipes, we're building more automations, we're sending more emails. Today we are building a huge knowledge center and education center in our website, and it has different tracks for different purposes and different KPI objectives. So we try to maintain a balance between manual work and automated work in that area.
Right. That's very interesting. It's very good to know. My last question would be sort of the $1 million question for any entrepreneur. Would you advise, and how would you advise to start a business today in this context with this reality? Do you advise it? And if you do, how?
That's a scary question. I never advise people to start their own businesses. It's a scary step. So starting your own business, entrepreneurship is a tough journey. It's a freaking hard journey. And it takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of resilience to walk your way through. It's never easy. It never comes for the first time. And it takes a lot of time and patience to succeed. And the probability of it to fail is actually much more higher than for it to succeed. So it's a long journey that's really scary and bone crushing, let's say. And however, I still think that today, with the COVID-19 situation, startups have a better chance to make it through than big corporates or big corporations, because this kind of situation requires flexibility and agility, and startups tend to have those more than big corporates. They are smaller by nature, by design, and they are creative as well. And they are open to new ideas, because this is what they do. They build new ideas. So they are open to new ideas. They are creative. They are small, and they are able to maneuver their way around if they had the right team and they had the right mindset. I think in today's world, there are a lot of opportunities, and starting a business today would have to come from an opportunity, market opportunity. You're going to need to spot an opportunity. You're going to need to spot a problem that you can solve. And never start a business if you do not see those things. If you don't find an opportunity, if you do not see a clear problem to solve, don't start it today, because it's really hard. Fundraising today is really hard, and to find people to invest with you in this kind of times, like it's not going to be easy. So to start a business today, you need to see an opportunity, spot it like accurately, and see a problem that you actually can solve. And I think you're gonna have good chances, because there are a lot of opportunities today and a lot of problems that need to get solved. And usually when there are a lot of problems to solve, there are a lot of opportunity for success for startups, if you actually know how to solve them. Right.
Well, thank you so much, Ahmed. It has been super insightful, as one of our audience members said.
I hope I helped.
Thank you so much. I hope you have a great iftar and a great rest of the evening. Thank you very much to all of the audience that connected through Facebook, through the webinars. Tomorrow, we're going to be talking about branding with the Cairo Angels marketing manager. So see you tomorrow. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Good night.
Good night. Bye-bye.